Hey, what's really going on? Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at Litecoin, LTC, against USDT. Going to be assessing some of these key technical aspects of price action moving forward. Going to be looking at the pivotal areas of support and resistance I believe we're going to be interacting with in the very near future here. Let me know in the comments down below. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Do you trade? Do you hold? Or do you let the price action unfold? What are you doing with your bag if you have one? Are you bullish on price action? Do you believe we finally found support? You think there's more upside ahead of us, or we're going to plow through all this overhead resistance and get back to, the $300, $400 plus that we came from in the not so distant past? Or are you bearish on price action? Do you believe there's more downside ahead of us? We've yet to find support. Are we going to plow through all of these key areas of support, head straight to zero? Let me know your thoughts on the direction of price action moving forward down in the comment section below. Now, jumping right into it. To kind of recap price action that has rallied from this ever so critical $116 level, I do believe is the kind of key level to leg out here. We have interaction with it as brief resistance on the kind of 19th of December to the 25th of December of 2020. We have price action getting rejected off of $115, reaching all the way below $100 briefly, but ultimately price action found its way above 116 throughout the end of December of 2020 there. We rallied all the way up to a upper area of resistance that slapped us back down to confirm 116 as support. So we have an example of price action interacting with $116 as kind of brief resistance, breaking it, and then coming back to it as support. Upon finding support at 116, we were bullish enough to break the kind of previous resistance that sent us back to it at $177. We were able to break upwards, set some higher highs, interact with some new levels, and then return to it as support. We even have multiple interactions with $177 per Litecoin as support. So that does seem like Litecoin has a tendency to break current resistance, set some new highs, and then return to it to establish it as support. And so to kind of recap price action that has now come from this $177 level all the way from the very euphoric kind of multi-$100 range there, $400 per Litecoin. That abrupt change in momentum sent us plummeting through all that beautiful support that we had just established, and we found ourselves getting slipped and slapped by $177 from the dreaded 19th of May all the way until the 14th of June of 2021, when it appears that we've confirmed that level as resistance, and previous interaction with that range did send us straight to 116, where we are currently bouncing from in a very bullish manner. Litecoin has had a very bullish kind of last sort of week and a bit here, and we'll have to see if that can continue. But I do believe a new perspective comes into play when we consider now EngineeringRobo, along with the Fibba, Lamborghini, Fettuccine lines of zucchinis. We can see now, after price action bouncing off of this $116 level, which is currently correlating with the 0.236 Fibonacci line, $116, we have this very bullish bounce off of price action just below it, near $100. Price action bouncing in such a bullish manner that we even have the buy 4 closing on the July 26th candle, suggesting some more short-term upside, which we've been experiencing kind of since. Now we will have to see if we can plow through, I do believe, perhaps mini resistance that we are currently interacting with, to see if we can weaken resistance found around $177. That is currently correlating with the 0.382 Fibonacci level at $172. So there's going to be a few dollar range there, a very significant resistance that we will have to kind of plow through and then likely return to as support. I suspect perhaps a rejection off of $218, which is the 0.5 Fibonacci level, could perhaps send us back down to $177 as support. We will also experience significant sell pressure along the underside of this 200 daily moving average, as that is a very high technical bearish indicator. So we do have price action below the 200 daily, in my opinion, suggesting that we are experiencing some sell pressure. So that does make me suspect that we will likely, all this vertical bullish price action will likely be met with some pretty aggressive retracements and confirmation as support as we find our way kind of back up in the short term here. So price action looking more bullish than it kind of has been in the kind of past few sort of months here. This is a very bullish bounce off of a very key level, and we have set some very technical higher lows relative to the kind of most sort of like recent previous time we were interacting below $116. The buy pressure for Litecoin is ever so present, and the bullishness of Litecoin is still present as well. So I do believe Litecoin wants to be in an uptrend and wants to continue back upward and wants to get to the euphoric highs that it just came from, but we are still coming out of that very aggressive technical, perhaps needed downside that we were experiencing, all from that dreaded change in momentum from the 19th of May there. We've had a sell for since the 16th of May all the way until just a few days ago, with that buy for returning. That definitely suggests that a potential bottom is around this level. I suspect perhaps further confirmation of $116 as support perhaps could be necessary for us to get above the 0.382, $172. Now, lots going on for Litecoin against USDT. We have the buy for suggesting some relief upside in the short term here. The buy pressure is still present. Potential bottom is forming. But now, I do believe a new perspective comes into play when we consider Litecoin against Bitcoin, and along with EngineeringRobo's buy and sell suggestions, in addition to the Fibba Lamborghini lines. We can see price action experiencing resistance off of 37.21 Satoshi, a kind of key level that we will likely have to break and then confirm as support. We have price action consolidating above it, bouncing off of it on the sort of 22nd of June, rallying up to resistance found at 41.35 Satoshi, and that was significant enough to plow us through potential support at 37.21, and we are now interacting with this the very close to the bottom of the entire Fibonacci range, which does correlate with a very bullish area of accumulation that we when we last kind of interacted with, we were sort of bullish enough to bounce all the way to the kind of euphoric highs near 66.83 Satoshi. So price action was very bullish for quite some time against the price of Bitcoin until the dreaded 19th of May there, sending us plowing through all that potential beautiful support, sending price action all the way back toward that 200 daily moving average. We have some bounces off of it, interaction with significant resistance, but ultimately we failed to hold the 200 daily moving average, and we've been experiencing this ever so aggressive kind of like short to mid-term downside for the past few months. Now we do have a buy for printing on the USDT chart, but Litecoin against Bitcoin is still suggesting some sell pressure is present, and that would support some retracements and attempts at support in this sort of short-term upside here. If we get a buy for against the price of Bitcoin, we can be way more bullish on Litecoin in the perhaps short to mid-term, as well as that does suggest that we can see some perhaps gains against Bitcoin, or we can hold against Bitcoin's volatility. But from the looks of it, we will have to perhaps consolidate sideways until we can find ourselves above 37.27 Satoshi. I do believe that is going to be the key level we will have to get back above to kind of further confirm this as a potential bottom. But price action returning to a very bullish area of accumulation at the very bottom of this Fibonacci range. I do believe we are as close to a bottom as we kind of can be. Significant resistance ahead. I do suspect 41.35 Satoshi to give us a hard time, and at the moment we have the 200 daily moving average currently correlating with the 0.786 Fibonacci level at 42.71 Satoshi, kind of further suggesting significant resistance at that level, and we will likely have to plow through it and confirm it as support. Price action above that 200 daily is going to be far more bullish in any kind of longer sense, but at the moment we are still experiencing technical sell pressure and some perhaps attempts at support are necessary moving forward before we can fully confirm this as a potential bottom. But like I said, Litecoin looking kind of more bullish than it has been in the past few months here, looking a tad more bullish against USDT. Right now, we still could experience some technically bearish price action against Bitcoin, whether that means we are unable to hold against its volatility or gain against Bitcoin. At the moment, price action is still determining just how bullish this bounce kind of is. And like I have been saying, I want to see further confirmation of current support at key levels before we can fully confirm this as bottom. I want to get above 37.27 Satoshi. Now, lots going on with Litecoin against Bitcoin. But if we consider now Bitcoin Against USDT, we can see this brand new perspective come into play. We have price action, very bullish in the short term, looking far more bullish than it has been in the past few months here. Have we finally come out of this very aggressive short term downside? Have we finally found support? Is this a bullish break upward? Now we have price action. If we kind of recap these last kind of couple weeks here, bouncing off of 29K in the most bullish manner than it has, finding its way above 32K, a very important key level. It's even so much so finding its way above 34K, which is the 0.5 fettuccine line, another very important key level, all the way up to price action reaching toward this is 0.618 Fibonacci line. 41,500 is going to be yet another very, very significant key level. I do believe these are going to be the three levels we must conquer as support before we can fully confirm this as a bottom for Bitcoin, and we can, fully get back into the uptrend here once this range is fully confirmed as support. This 0.618 Fibonacci level is going to give us a very hard time, and it currently is. We're experiencing a very high sell pressure. Price action, still coming out of a very, bullish vertical sort of bounce kind of thing, and so I do believe movements like this are met with potent pullbacks and attempts at support. I would not at all be surprised if the 0.618 line here is potent resistance enough to slap us back to the 0.5 fettuccine line, and if we can confirm 34K as support, that would very much suggest this as a potential bottom for Bitcoin, and would very much suggest that we are likely to continue upward. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. The overall demand for Bitcoin is very high, even though we've had EngineeringRobo bearish since the 12th of May of 2021. Price action well below the 200 daily moving average, experiencing some very potent sell pressure that it was not experiencing in its kind of sort of months prior leading up to it. We've had a very bullish, year and a bit for Bitcoin up to kind of where we currently are, and so I do believe this downside, this phase of accumulation, this short-term bearish price action was very much necessary and very healthy for the trend in the long term. I do believe price action wants to go up, it wants to be bullish, but what goes up must come down, and I do believe downside is needed. Now, thank you for hearing my analysis. Try EngineeringRobo free with the link in the description. Subscribe here on YouTube. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? Do you trade? Do you hold? Are you letting the price action unfold? What are your thoughts on this very bullish bounce off of 29K? Was that enough for us to fully recover? Do you think we're just going to plow through the 618, plow through the 200 daily moving average, establish that as support, plow through all-time highs, 6 figures, and then some? Or are you bearish on price action? Is this just a fake out upward? Significant resistance. There's more downside. Sell pressure is present. We're going to plow through, 30Ks, get into the 20s, the teens, the 10s that we came from not too long ago. Let me know your thoughts on the direction of Bitcoin moving forward. Thank you for tuning in, and tune in for the next one.